Tonight on Q2, a push for nonprofit transparency.
In the wake of bad press, the Billings Chamber is helping nonprofits win back the trust of the community.
That's where we see the value, is that there's systems in place to help people understand how these things run.
Plus, not backing down.
They don't like that I rent to low-income people, and now, as you noted, these people are being driven from the property.
The owner of a troubled Park City apartment building claims county leaders are against him. We'll tell you why.
And scamming with scanners.
There was some connection made, and the scam was attempting to use a legitimate situation that occurred in Sheridan.
Sheridan police encountering a new and disturbing tactic being used by scammers. We'll tell you how it works and what to look out for.
The MTN 530 News starts right now.
From Montana's news leader, this is the MTN 530 News.
Good evening, and thanks for starting your week with us. I'm Andrea Lutz.
And I'm Russ Riesinger. Tonight, a fresh step forward for Billings nonprofits. After weeks of local organizations making headlines over mishandled funds, efforts are now underway to restore public confidence.
And the Billings Chamber and two other local groups are stepping in, pledging to rebuild trust through transparency and stronger oversight.
Our Isabel Spartz reports on how they plan to do it.
We've seen the allegations. In recent months, 3 Billings nonprofit leaders have come under fire. Centennial Ice Arena's former director, Sean Michael Gilmore, was arrested and charged last month with embezzling over $15,000 in funds. In September, the Montana Rescue Mission's executive director, Matt Lundgren, was fired after an internal investigation. The mission has since made efforts to do better, while keeping their main goal, serving the community, top of mind.
One of the things that we've done in all of the leadership changes is reopen lines of communication with area partners.
When former CEO of New Day, Sheridan Bolter, was charged with embezzling property and forgery,
We definitely got phone calls of people taking pause.
city organizations took notice. Zach Terakidis with the Billings Community Foundation says his organization was working with New Day for 10 months prior to Bolter's charges.
Their number one priority is they could not have a disruption in service, even as they deal with leadership transition.
Terakidis says while these few have shown mismanagement, they've corrected properly, and there are many more doing right.
We want to make sure people are confident in what's going on and knowing that those missteps are being taken care of internally with those organizations.
It's those situations that prompted the Foundation, the Billings Chamber, and United Way to all write an open letter Friday as a way to address the concerns that the community may have surrounding nonprofits.
In most cases, it's not the good work that they're doing that's the problem, it's just that they don't understand a certain aspect of their nonprofit structure.
The 3 are working together to offer more trainings, tools, and education opportunities on top of resources they already offer.
We're going to start working directly with board executives to make sure those board executives have the tools they need to understand nonprofit finance, building their endowments.
Thanks to a large grant, it's all free of charge. It's a step in the right direction and a step towards bringing back public trust in a sector that does so much for our community.
Keep encouraging people to come out and support, and I think the number one is just get involved. Be involved, you'll know what's happening, and that's where we really need our community to always step up.
In Billings, Isabel Spartz, MTN News.
Tonight, Park City Homestead apartments are shut down and residents are packing up and leaving. And now the owner, Gary Whites, is speaking out, claiming the county's move to vacate the building is political and not about health. A boil water advisory was issued Saturday after officials found bacteria from a sewage leak in the neighborhood wells. Residents say the property has been a headache for years. Whites disputes those claims, saying the sewer lines show no leaks, only a fresh water that is seeping into the septic system.
This is all a political driven issue, and this is just a way they think they found to shut down my rental here in town.
Whites claims he's paid back the rents for all of those evicted and offered to move the residents into his other properties. In the meantime, the health department has capped the water source in the area.
Tonight, a new scam is hitting Sheridan. Police say criminals are using real emergency calls heard over police scanners to target unsuspecting people. Will Wagner shows you how the scam works and what you need to watch out for.
This individual advised that he received a call from a Wyoming number.
Sheridan Police Chief Travis Koltiska says he recently encountered a scam he has not seen before.
An individual purported to be a paramedic who is working an accident with the male's younger sister and infant.
Chief Koltiska says based on what the caller was saying about the supposed accident, the man who was the target of the scam was concerned and followed the scammer's instructions.
The guy purported to be a paramedic, asked him to respond to Walmart. Well, while en route to Walmart, the story started changing and some questions started getting asked. And at one point, he hung up the phone and called his sister and learned that his sister was not in danger in any way. It was not an accident.
With the scam thwarted, the would-be victim reported it to police, and it became clear the scammer did some extensive legwork.
Hours before that, the police department did investigate a crash with a young lady and an infant child. And so there was a connection made from the crash. It was not the same people involved. So there was some connection made, and the scam was attempting to use a legitimate situation that occurred in Sheridan.
Chief Koltiska says many departments have begun encrypting scanner traffic to avoid personal information being shared on social media or being used by bad actors, as in this case.
A lot of agencies are going to encrypted information, encrypted radio channels, which have no access to the community, to the public. For that reason, to protect people's confidentiality, protect the individual's identities in these sorts of situations, and just to prevent information that could be used nefariously from getting out there.
In Sheridan, Will Wagner, MTN News.
Obviously, it's way too early in the season to be concerned about this for an immediate effect, but we're off to a rough start when it comes to mountain snow. Now you can see some of these areas up into north central Montana where we're holding our own as far as the amount of snow we've received based on the average up to this time of the year. But take a look here as we start looking into a lot of the mountains that will feed the rivers and the streams come spring. We're as low as 19% of what we would typically see for the Tongue Basin, and you can see the same thing across areas of southwest Montana. It's time to start getting some snow both in the mountains and maybe for the lower elevations, but it's quiet this week. We'll take a look at the forecast details coming up in just a few minutes.
Tonight, the Lamar Valley in Yellowstone National Park has a new landmark as the Yellowstone River Bridge opens for traffic. Take a look at it. The bridge near Tower Junction reopened after construction. It stretches over 1,200 feet with concrete decking and sidewalks, replacing the 1960s structure that became a safety concern. The popular spot for wildlife viewing, the bridge will be fully completed by 2026 with overlooks and restoration work. Funded by the Great American Outdoors Act, it's part of a bigger push to improve access between Yellowstone and local communities. Tree lots are springing up across Billings, but at Faith Chapel on Shiloh, these trees symbolize much more than holiday decor.
For many struggling with addiction, this lot offers more than trees for sale. It's a chance for a fresh start and hope during the holidays.
As Hannah Pettiferi reports, the people working here are embracing new beginnings, one tree at a time.
It's a lot of work, unloading 800 Christmas trees. But this delivery is helping those going through recovery.
We're going to start selling Christmas trees to raise funds for our ministry.
The Adult and Teen Challenge program in Billings makes a difference year-round for people in recovery. But right about this time of year, they bring Christmas.
It's a lot of work, and it takes a lot of time. You know, we're open 7 days a week. So, but, you know, for the most part, we just really enjoy it.
Enjoy it and need it. Jed Fulbright says he was living a pretty normal life until 10 years ago.
My life went off the rails for about 10 years, and I ended up kind of wrecking it far enough that I ended up here.
And for the past 11 months, he found a new path after struggling with addiction.
Once I finally came here, I decided the fight was over by then. I was ready to do something and get some change in my life.
Billings Adult and Teen Challenge Director Ryan Clubb has incorporated work experience to the recovery program, and that means taking their talents to the tree lot.
The guys that are in the programs will be working the tree lots with our staff. And so we have the opportunity, they often get to share their stories and, trying to encourage people, with Adult and Teen Challenge.
Giving people a purpose and being a not-for-profit program, it's a way to raise money.
Last year we raised close to $50,000 through our tree lots. Tremendous help for us at the end of the year going into the beginning of next year so we can get 2026 and the following year off into a good start.
And you can start your Christmas. These trees go on sale November 22nd.
You know, the community's been great. More and more people are starting to hear about our tree lots.
Which is what Jed enjoys to see.
Going to be people that come through there with no joy, no hope, and it's, man, if you got enough of it in you, it just wells out, and I want to spread some of that out of there.
In Billings, Hannah Pettiferry, MTN News.
The United States Postal Service is proposing price increases. That includes hikes on Priority Mail, Priority Mail Express, Ground Advantage, and Parcel Select services. Priority Mail prices would rise about 6.6% as USPS works to keep up with market conditions. Prices for regular mailing services, including the first-class stamp, would stay the same under the proposed plan.